Welcome back, Generals, to another Let's Fix Generals 0 hour to make the best game ever. Good, this session, we'll probably start off with some reviewing. Yeah. Previously, I did already merge the MinGW change from Johnstar. Yeah, all these here. Because Omniblade was happy with it, so that was good to go. Good, let's take a look at Mauler pathfinding. So, oh, sorry about that. Okay, so let's read through this over time. So, new define was added and will be used for further pathfinding changes that are not Reta compatible that will be upcoming. These changes alter data handling within the pathfinding. Main issue resolved is when units stop moving late game and where parts of the map become impassable after building has been removed. Building placed after late game lockup leave impassable map tiles when removed. The reason units stop moving is that objects, buildings placed on the map use up pathfind cell info resources which are in a limited pool and are used during a star of pathfinding. Impassable terrain occurs because a code to remove terrain objects exits early if the pathfind cell has no pathfind cell info. In this change, I need to change my music here. Let's try this one. In the second commit, the object ID, object blocked by ally, object is transparent. Second commit, matched by rebase. Object is transparent. Object is fence variables were added to the pathfind cell from path cell. For these variables are then used explicitly in the non-retail code paths. Okay, I didn't realize before that there are two commits. Okay, so the first is just a refactor. Is it legal to have inline at both declaration and definition? Let me actually ask ChatGPT about that. Is it legal in C++ to declare and define a function as inline at the same time? Yes, legal. Declare and define a function as inline. Okay. No, I don't mean that. I mean that, yeah. Also legal. Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Then I will remove my comment again. Okay, so this change just removed the things around. Okay, that's fair. And this one is a bug fix. Okay. The 3 bit fields are separated from the other bit fields. Yeah, but that's because the other bit fields are already 4 bytes. Right. 3 unsigned bit fields are 4 bytes? Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I somehow interpret this as 4 bits. Okay. 8 bytes, another. Okay. Bot assumes x64 here, but I think he makes a good point. Leave the pointer at the top and put the 4 bytes below, and then the smaller bits. So sort from largest to smallest. Sort from largest to smallest with pointer considered larger than 4 bytes. I think it makes 4 byte types below, and then the smaller bits at the bottom. pay special attention to priority, to data. Okay. Just, perhaps this should be part of the refactor change instead. Then refactor commits instead. You can also fix up the comments, the comment prologue. They are not always the same. The comment prologue inconsistencies. Comment begin. Is this necessary? Perhaps instead of testing two macros, do have yeah, maybe it's fine. Maybe it's fine. On the other hand, it is a bit perhaps instead of doing that, put Um, if not, def define instead of doing the double. The begin of AI Pathfinds. Doing 2 macro tests. I think that would solve it. And then here, perhaps the if def this if def this you do not need to define same with Better retake compatible pathfinding and not define that. Maybe we switch this and say, if not that, and that. Mm-hmm. 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 Several times in this change. Okay, understanding these conditions here is not that straightforward. I think this one is fine. Yeah. This stuff is fine. And here I just don't know. Ah. Set time. Mm-hmm. Use fixed pathfinding. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. One of my light bulbs here just died. Too bad. Okay, yeah, I guess it's fine. It could be maybe written a bit differently. I think it's fine. I let him have it the way he has. It's quite a bit delicate, difficult to understand, but yeah, there's nothing. I can't tell if there's something wrong. It looks like it makes sense. And if you test it and it works, then I guess that's good. Second pass. Okay. I think just a simple space behind them would have been plenty. I think just a simple space behind the semicolon would have been plenty. No need to align them all together. Okay, good. Then there will be that. Okay, let me look at this guy here. The one has been freshly created. This change increases the upgrade limit from 64 in generals to 128 in 0 out to 512, which will allow a greater number of upgrades to be defined, mainly for modding purposes. The value of 512 was chosen as a middle ground, rather than 256 or 1024 to allow room for plenty of upgrades while also conserving memory. This increases the amount of data per object taken up by the upgrade mask from 8 bytes and 16 bytes to 64 bytes. The change has been tested across various replays and saved games, and no mismatches or crashes have been observed. Enhancement gen minor mods that age. Enhancement gen. 512. The spikers. Add tweak. Raised. Raises. Because that makes sense. X for user. Hold on, that's not right. Oh, that's CSC. That's right. Okay. CSC. To hex string. That's a good question. Hex string. Upgrade mask type. Bit flags. To hex string doesn't exist. To string. String. I have no idea how he came to. Maybe it's bit flags. String. Nope. I don't know. What about xfer? So we have clear and set, okay. Test for all. Here. Xfer upgrade mask. Also needs attention. Should completed upgrade mask. Since this type is now, 64 bytes instead of 16. Let me ask, if we have a 64 bytes pot type value, is it better to bytes trivial pot type value? Is it better to return it as copy, or as const reference with a function call. It's better to return it as a copy or as const reference. Return it by value. 64-byte trivial port returning by value is usually as fast or faster than returning a const. Okay, and it's much safer. Where returning by value is usually better. Modern ABIs are optimized for this. Trivial aggregates are returned registers via a hidden sret pointer. For 64-byte pod, the typical sequence is caller allocates space, often on the stack. Caller writes directly into that space, no extra copy. Copying 64 bytes is cheap. One cache line, modern CPUs, handful of cycles, often optimized into vectorized load stores. Lost in the noise. Often makes things worse. Means you now depend on the object lifetime. True. Okay, that's true. Return by values, RVO, scalar, register. I don't even know what this means here. Dead store. Yeah, okay, dead store elimination. I actually have no idea what that means. Register promotion. I don't know what that means either. Forces memory residency. Prevents value propagation. Okay, well then, that's fine. Cancel. 8 bytes to 64 bytes. 64 bytes. Okay. Maybe we should say increases. Okay, cool. Then that is done. Next, let's look at author Stubix. If there's anything else we can look at. Let's look at this and this and this. Let's look at all of these. And we can manage to allow exit during match outcome. Okay, he never replied to this. Okay. What about this? Allow immediate resume construction of building if the existing builder dies. Oh boy. In my opinion, this isn't controversial. I think it would be an overwhelmingly popular change. Allow immediate resume construction of buildings if the existing builder dies. Okay, let's look at the change. It's just 8 lines. If retake compatible CRC, if builder and not is effectively dead, can resume construction of. If is builder. I see. I see. Okay. That makes sense. by hackers at bug fix. This change fixed an issue where builders do not resume a construction or repair task after being disabled. The dozer is left idle after being disabled. I think I looked at that already. Like a design change. Consider this a bug. I definitely do, though I'm happy to mark it as design if desired. I think there is merit to categorizing such a change as a bug in which the outcome behavior is unexpected or inconsistent. Humans currently resume all other tasks after disabling, such as movement, garrison, collection, attacking. So it is reasonable to expect that the same of build and repair. Aha, okay. I've seen this situation occur many times, and the victim is always confused when they eventually discover or are told that their builder has ceased construction. I can't think of any other cases in the game where players' units will cease execution completion of a given command unless the target of that command state changes. Each year the target dies, is captured, is garrisoned, is repaired, is shrouded. It is counterintuitive that ECMs and other disabling damage times have this effect on just build and repair commands. Okay, I see. Okay. So, okay, so after disable, a dozer or a unit will continue moving, will continue what other examples were here? Movement, garrison, collection, attacking, okay. That's fair, yeah. Okay, that's fair. So basically after it's disabled, it consistently continues its task, always, no matter what the task is. Okay, that's fair. I think that's a good explanation. Okay. Then let's see. Resume previous task. Resume previous task. Resume previous task. Previous task is not dozer task invalid. Add version comments above function. Conversion larger equal to. Okay, fair enough. Internal cancel task. Previous task info. Transfer selection works well, though it would be good to complete the chain and a similar parameter. Disabled edge. Disabled edge. Rip through the behavior modules. If those are AI, becoming disabled. Have to say goodbye to the thing we might be building or repairing so someone else can do it. Will this work correctly when resuming after another builder also started building? Another builder also starting building for the same objects, construction objects. Okay, so this seems very reasonable here. Let me just ask: did you test what happens if this was not done with the disabled worker builder lock up the building? The construction. Backers at bugfix. Okay, I think overall it makes a lot of sense. I just have a bunch of questions here about this one. Though it's possible that the new task will fail if that was the case, and then it's fine. Yeah. I think this function should clear in previous task. Style. Okay. Okay. Units located above the terrain can no longer teleport into airborne transports. Units located above the terrain can no longer teleport into airborne transports. Okay, how does that look? It's good that he attaches a video, makes it easier to understand. Oh. Floating infantry can teleport back aboard the Chinook. Floating infantry can no longer teleport back into the Chinook. Okay, I understand. Is above ground. Goal is above ground and not is above ground. Code success. Get position Z plus, get my max height above. Smaller. Okay. Train can no longer teleport into Airborne. Okay, so the first note I have about this that maybe this condition can be simplified a bit by just refactoring it and putting it like it's really long, you know, like you have these two statements here. So here you could say goal plus this. Goal is above terrain. Looks good shot. What is this function there? Given an object with this geom, how far above the object's canonical position does its max z extend? Haha. Above position. Goal. Get height above terrain. Oh boy. Was ist der? Oof. Position. Okay, it's not really clear to me right now if this is correct or not. Okay, I think I will take a break here. Let's keep looking next session, yeah. Good. Yeah, we'll take a break. I wish you a great day or night. Until next time. Goodbye.